Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful host. And guys, today we are having Sorghum, the movie. Guys, we are, that was awful. I'm gonna completely disregard. Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful host. And guys, today is Sorghum, the movie. Guys, I took all 7 episodes, all this many, for some reason my hand didn't want to work. Guys, I took all 7 episodes and I have knitted them together in order for them to be one cohesive unit. Guys, there's going to be a few times when I might pop in, might have some extra footage, but guys, I hope you all enjoy this. Please make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification, and thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy. We're starting a new series. We're going to be working on making some sorghum molasses. Now, if you know what sorghum molasses is, put it down in those comments. But my guest today is James Gardner, also known as my grandfather. He's an expert sorghum maker from long ago, and we're going to go through the setup and kind of just look around today. We've not made in a couple years, so some things are in disrepair, but nothing's so out of shape that we can't get back into shape. So all we're going to do, my grandpa's going to go around. He's just going to tell me what needs to be done and tell you, the audience, what there is and what it is that we're doing and why we're doing these things. So we're going to go give it a look around and see what we can get into.
This is a sorghum mill made somewhere in the 20s, 19 and 20s, and this is known as a number 3 mill. And
that number 3 refers to how wide the rollers are.
A number 3 is 9 3/4 inches wide, and I usually, when I've got cane, I pick up three good stalks and I put it in the bottom, and to get one more, and I put more 3 in the top. And that just continues, and it will turn about 5 to 8 rounds per minute for the big roller, and it'll the juice, as it turns, it comes out and goes into a tank, and we usually comes from the other side through this one, and turns something like that.
Paul, tell the folks, how long have you had this welded up set up here?
Well, probably about it's been here for about 40 years that we have made sorghum, and this is a oil well jack stand out in the bottom, and we've got a part on a Chevrolet car differentials, and it's been remodeled to turn on its end. And when I get another, my other part, then I've got another, and it will go through 14 teeth, I believe, to about 100, several teeth, and it will turn. And if you will look here, this is a redevised drive shaft.
And if you look in between That's not one drive shaft. That is two that we have welded together to fit one to the other.
And this is a transmission out of a Chevrolet car differential. And then this is the front drive shaft out of a 4-wheel drive Chevrolet pickup truck. And
to run out to the tractor.
And it can go three speeds forward and one reverse. And this will turn if you put it on the power takeoff of a Alice Chalmer tractor, and that'll just sit there and it just idle, and it will turn that, and eventually got about.
We're still missing a few pieces rounds there. Now this big gear.
This right here got the mount solid, and my gear that will have to go on my thing.
So this, just for you folks at home, this big gear goes on top of the mill, and the little gear goes on the car axle, which we don't have the little gear here in front of us, but these are a set of hay baling gears.
Some of the first real hauling hay.
And just for a size comparison, this is a gallon can that stuffed food's made in. That is a house gear.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20.
For one pie splice, so 20 times 6, that's 120 it.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're right, 620.
So that's 120.
Yeah. And the other gear has got 14. Yes, I'm going to show that.
Okay. Wait, is that in the barn?
No, it's down the garage.
Okay. Well, let me cover this up before we forget about it.
Yeah.
And we'll make our way that direction. We just got something over it to keep the grease. So we're down to the garage now, and Grandpa's gonna tell us what all this stuff is. So, what's this?
This gear is a brand new one, the only one in the United States, and cost me $85. And this one probably will last forever. And they're part of a New Holland hay baler way before the 68. And you will put that on there, and it will tighten it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will put that on top of them, the gear, the bearing.
This bearing right here.
The bearing will go on, slide down.
Now, if you wonder how it keeps from turning, this is keyed. There's a square key that goes in there.
That may have grease on
it. You got that piece custom made, didn't you?
And this is fixed right.
What?
But it'll be in better shape than it's ever been when we put this on there.
Okay. Well,
and it will make the gear will turn from 6 to 10 rounds per minute. You want a gear to turn slower.
Well, I mean, we've got our gear here, and it's not got no nastiness on it. 1, 2, and I know I'm starting at my key, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, just like you say.
And other is about 120 teeth, give or take a little. I'm not sure that's right, but I know it's close.
Quick shade tree math, and figuring that's what I think it is too. But I wanted to show you every little piece. Now, of course, we're gonna get this some fine day up on top of the hill and get everything put back together. But I just wanted to show you everything. I'm gonna get off of here and move you on to something else.
This has a pipe from the mill, and here, and this is a stainless steel cooking pan. It's about 54 inches wide, and this is about 14 feet long, and this is 2 inches deep and about 2 1/4.
And it gets deeper as it goes.
Deep, and it as it goes, and we have a blower that will blow in. We don't have it here, but it will blow in there, and we put wood. Yeah, wood.
You can see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's something we do need to fix, because one of our creek rockets fell out.
But we've got several things to do. But, and this is where we when the boil's up, they can't call this skimmings. And we've got another piece here, and we put the skimmings in here, and it goes off back down.
And that's a natural product, so we don't have to worry about anything. Deer love that stuff.
And this is took off.
Yeah, this wood part, this is a cradle to lift the pan if we decide to look under it.
They used to be a gentleman down here north of Cookeville, Tennessee, who would make you these pans. He made this one, and it's one of the best ones there is. Of course, now it don't look like it here, but when you clean this up, this'll shine like stainless steel.
And it will shine before we cook on it, because we put out a quality product for people that want it.
Yeah.
And usually the people that want it is people that we know. We don't sell big time or no way. We mostly work with people that we know. We don't we're not looking to get in big. At this point, we make mostly for our family.
We just and I remember my father, that he used to feed the mill, and they had a mule or a horse and pull it round and round and round, and the horse would pull at about 4 rounds per minute. And this one, it goes when it hits the pan, and then it goes backwards and forwards, and it takes about 2 hours boiling before you get sorghum off of the end here. And this one, and then
now
it comes off of the end in a bucket, and I strain it. My wife strains it and puts it in a jar. So we will need to when we put it into operation, maybe about a year ago, and maybe we can do this again. Well, you can understand. But
yeah, we're just giving you the rough bones, peoples, because there's lots of things need to do before we get to the day of.
Yeah,
like
yes.
Our chimney here, it's got if we look here close, we've got a big gaping hole right there, and we need to replace this piece of steel, and we need to work on our pipe that's underneath. Grandpa, tell them why we got a pipe underneath this thing.
The pipe will knock the pipe will knock the far back. These two, the sweeter it gets, the less heat it takes and that's the reason for knock that pipe back and more and the fire will come up, and then it will raise up, and when it hits that, then a little bit, and then it will
underneath our pan, we've got, it's flat back there, but it comes to a hill, puts the fire up close to the pan, and then ducks down again, and that's where my grandpa's pipe comes into play.
To get it's the farthest, the hottest back there, and then it comes up for it to boil harder, and then it gets, the sweeter it gets, the less heat it takes, and then it goes down, and then this one will come off, and then my wife she strains it.
And of course, all this that's in front of us, that's all mud, and we'll deal with that in another video. We'll tell you why we have several buckets of dry mud.
It'll look be altogether different
when we go to make it.
You look at it again.
But
all that is wood to go in the fire.
Every bit of that and all that too
will make its heat.
Now we don't put no thermometer on our heat. We look at the boil. If there ain't no boil, we need more heat. If we got a whole lot of boil, we need to back off. We don't, if you look at this pan, we don't have a thermometer one on it, and we don't put one on it except for right here very close to the end.
Yeah.
We've recently started, but from more or less, we just do this by feel, by ear, by sight.
Yeah. Right.
But let me look at our chimney, because that's going to be one of our projects to take after. You saw whenever I filmed the other end, this is our hole in our chimney. We got these chimney rocks from another property, and one of our chimney rocks has pushed in, and there may be something in there with it, so I'm not going to put my hand too deep in there. But this stack here,
yeah.
All it is sheet metal roofing tin that we have made into a stack. We don't have no extra special things to it, but we'll have to replace that too before we get going. And another thing that I might work on before we get to the business at hand is to take this phone call. One moment. Back to the business at hand. Now, this here is one project that I'm going to see about taking after. We had a tree fall on our camper that's been up here for so many years, and I'm going to see if maybe I can find us another one or get us some kind of shack up here to put our supplies in and for us to make a little lunch in. Now, you see this big pipe right here? It's big house pipe. Now, that's the pipe that comes from the juice tub that's up there at the mill down to our pan. We keep the end of it under cover, but the rest of it we clean whenever it comes time. But guys, today was just mostly just to show you what we had to do, what needs to be done, and there's plenty to do. We've got a road crew coming down the road, but as for the end for this, we're gonna call it a day today. Guys, today our whole goal is to work on this sorghum mill and see how far we can get. With any luck, if we really work hard, we've got a chance at getting it running today, but we're just going to see how far we get today and really just kind of film what we're doing. There's probably not going to be a ton of like talking and explaining in this video. We're just going to be doing more doing, but we're going to get to it. Paul, on your side, it's chained on. Now this here, I'll grab it because it's no good. I'll explain why we're doing this later. Well guys, I'm gonna kind of break in here. It's the next day. You can see I am dressed quite nicely to go to church and serve the Lord. But guys, I wanted to kind of explain a little bit of what we were doing yesterday. So let me show you. So you saw us change this plate. We took this off and we put a new one on. I'll show you the new one. The new one I took to my trade school when I was in trade school, and I cleaned it up and it's beautiful now. But it started off looking just this bad. But guys, we had to replace this because this piece is busted. Now that is cast, so you could in theory braze that back together, but it would never be as strong as it was whenever it was a whole piece. And thankfully we have spare parts, spare pieces that we've picked up over time. And so we took one of our spare pieces that I made it just for a display piece, but guess what? We're not displaying no more. It's now in part of the show. But thought I'd break in real quick and explain that, but back to the video. It's too heavy for it, Paul.
Yeah.
We'll use that tractor on that.
I use a crow.
Oh, is this it here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me lift her a little higher.
There you go.
Now, gotta work my bar out. There.
Yeah. Well,
Do you know where your key is at, Paul?
no, let's go down to the house.
Let's go gather some parts and pieces. Well guys, we're missing a piece of key stock. Now key stock is just square stock, and we're missing one of them. But we have two for this mill. One's for the little gear, which we do have, which it's right here. It's just a piece of square steel, but we're missing the one for the big gear. So we're going to town to get one. All right guys, we're back. We've been to town. Got our piece of key stock, just square piece of metal, cut it to fit, and we've beveled all of our corners. We're gonna try and get our big tractor started. we got to use a tractor to start a tractor. So we'll bring you along on that adventure. But I'm going to set you watching us, and we'll slowly together get it all done. Bring you with me. What we're going to do, we're going to pull start this thing. I'm going to put you looking at me hooking up, and then we'll get on the tractor and you'll see us crank this tractor, hopefully. That should be plenty. Coming with me. Hold on. All right. Let's go. Good to go. All right, guys, when I let off the clutch, we're gonna see if it cranks. She ain't a-going.
Is it trying to start or not?
No. Guys, looks like we're going for a ride. Looks like Terry's gonna come out and talk to us. Terry's my uncle, but he doesn't like being on camera. So we're gonna sit and talk to him for a minute, I guess.
Try it now.
Let's try it now. We're going. Thank you, Terry. Well, guys, we're gonna go make the loop and get back to work. I need you to say your strength for later. If you would, I'll be on the ground and I'll work everything where you can just sit and drive. That's how we do it. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put this pipe on the end of this and make us, instead of a hay spear, be a boom plate. There we go. All right, guys, so we're splitting up. He's going to drive the tractor up, and I'm going to drive his pickup up there. So we'll see you on top of the hill. Guys, I'm going to get us hooked up, and I'm going to have you all watch till we get there. Are we doing this right? No. Are we doing it? You bet. That's a mess, but it won't come loose, I don't think. I'm wearing old clothes because this black grease is covering this thing. There ain't no way you can get it off.
We'll get that off on the video.
I'll try not to. Hold on, Paul. Something's got to change here. Grandpa, let's take that off. I want to chain the thing up even tighter to your other, where the lip high. That'll be fine. We're going to shorten up our top length so that it'll lift a little higher. We'll get back to you. Let's see what that gets us. Grandpa, I can't hook it tight enough on the ground. What I want to do, I want to set it right there on that corner where I can hook it tighter so we can lift it higher. No, I need it where it's at. I'm going to set it on the corner of your sorghum mill, and then I want to re-hook to it where we can hook it tighter and lift it higher. If you're looking for right, you're at the wrong place. Lower it down, Mike. Pull up. Guys, took a lot of this way and that way and that, but we got it. All right, guys, so we are done for this particular mission, this particular video. Guys, we got a lot done. We replaced the front plate. You saw us do that. We put on this big gear. Guys, this big gear is a big step forward because that is the heaviest, biggest, bulkiest thing that we had to work on for this. And guys, it's on there. We don't have to work anymore to get it up on there. It's there. We need to waller it down, hit it down, whatever, with, you know, rubber mallet, brass hammer, but it's there that we can work on it now. But guys, we're gonna keep working on it off and on. I don't know what it will look like the next time we get to our Sorghum mission. I have some updates. I have some apologies. Sorghum's already in the ground. Guys, I'm sorry. I had some personal things come up in my personal life. I wasn't able to be here when they were planting. But I'll just tell you the process. You can go watch it on another YouTube channel later. They plowed, they disced the ground, they fertilized and disced that in with just pellet fertilizer, and then they used our Alice in order to plant it with an ancient 2-row corn planter that we have Milo plates in that we use to plant with. But guys, that's got you up to speed. So what are we doing today? Today we're back on the big gear. Today we're going to try to get things pieced together. Guys, there's nothing to it but to do it. Again, this is going to be like our usual Sorghum videos. There's not going to be a lot of me telling you and talking to you. There's probably going to be more doing. But speaking of doing, let's get to doing it. So guys, we actually found our old key after we had filmed the other episode. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the key that is in this out, and we're going to make it look more like this, or maybe even use this, because we just need this to work for a day, a year. Paul, could I whack this once or twice with my dead blow hammer? I have a dead blow hammer. Do you mind if I hit this once or twice?
Just a little bit. Try it. Let me see what you're going to do.
I've got this plastic hammer that I can hit with, and it won't mark your metal at all. But I'm just curious to. I made ground with that.
Yeah.
Paul?
Now that's doing things.
Would you like a whack or two on the fore side?
Go ahead.
Grandpa, would you whack the far side with this? This side over here where I can't get to?
There's a going one.
I think it helps to hit out here. Let me get on a different side here. Whoop. Rock almost got me. Brent?
Oh, you just ate one. We don't want to take it out.
No, I wouldn't touch it.
No, we just, that's really.
I knew we wouldn't lose ground hitting it, but I wanted to make sure to use a dead blow hammer, because I can hit it hard as I want to with this, and short of catastrophe. Good news, we don't have to pull the big gear off. We used a dead blow hammer, and we nailed it down. We made so much ground, we're not sure where to go. All right, so update. We are going to start working on the little gear now, which I say that's that like it's a light, easy thing to do. Grandpa is, he's taking brush, and he's brushing all the grease and garbage out from the shaft. And we're going to do the same to that gear. And we might end up cutting a new key for this gear like we did for the big gear and everything. Just kind of see how it goes. But that's what we're doing right now. Next time you see, we'll probably be trying to either whack this gear on or we'll be cutting our key. Guys, we're going to see if we can whack this little gear on. I'm going to put you on the table kind of out of our way. And I'm going to hold and Grandpa's going to whack. All right, guys, update. It's a new day. I have slept and thought about things. So what I ended up doing to get this on, I cleaned a lot. I cleaned that channel where the key is going to go. Cleaned that out, and then I used persuasion, but it wasn't enough. So I used a little more persuasion, and then I got the biggest persuasive thing that I've got, and we persuaded it to get on down the shaft so that we could get it up on the mill. Now, this is not hard on the mill on here at all. It's loose right now. There's no key inside of this, and these two exhaust clamps are to keep it from sliding down any farther. Yeah. But guys, we're gonna see if we can get this up on the mill and see if I measured enough to get this right the first time, or if I'm gonna have to argue this thing for a while to get it to mesh up right. All right, guys, so this gear is in its place. There's still no key on it right now, but it is in place, and I am about to try the first try to see how it fits back on the mill. So don't laugh at me in the comments. This thing's like 65 pounds, and I am currently alone. I had 5 teenage boys that were hanging around, and if they had hung around very much longer, they would have gotten a job. But they are off. They're on their own adventures, watching my content while they peruse the woods. But I'm going to put you looking at where this is going to go, and you'll see along with me if it fits or if we're going back to the drawing board. Okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. All right. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, oh, baby. Oh, baby. She could go a smidge lower, but I mean just a smidge lower. I'm not taking this back off. Guys, I'm going to put bolts on this, and I'm going to adjust it right here. I ain't lifting it back up. We're too close to perfection. All right, guys, I've got 2 bolts in this to locate it, so it's not going to fall back off. But I'm going to get this finished bolted up and do a little fine adjustment on this with my hammer. I'll bring you back for those fine adjustments, but for this boring, like just tightening stuff up, I'll let you all not see that. See you in a minute. All right, guys, so the exhaust clamps that are underneath of this little gear, they are bent up just a tiny amount. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my hammer, I'm gonna hit down and see if I can bend it just that nth more. Doesn't need to be hardly an 1/8 of an inch difference, but I think I can get it with just bending those down a little bit by smacking the top of it. That should be perfect. Guys, we're getting awfully close. We're gonna work on her some more. Don't you run off. All right, guys, we're both up in the back of the truck now, and I pulled it real tight along the edge of this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swing one leg over, and I'm gonna work this key, hopefully, down into that hole there. Why did you go so easily? And this is going so miserably. Ow. Guys, I'm gonna have to turn the mill just real quick. Move it just a little so I can get a better swing at it. Be right back. For this project. Ow. I'm not gonna lie. Where this doesn't come far enough up, I don't feel comfortable rearing back and giving it a real Hail Mary swing. So I'm gonna have to keep doing these little taps for now. It's slowly coming together though. Ah, bless America. All right, guys, we're putting on this top post piece. And hopefully it's just gonna whack down pretty easy like. Good deal. We're gonna call that okay. Well, guys, much success has been had today, but we still are a little out of adjustment. But we got that top link on, and the bolts are loosely in on that. All 5 bolts are in on this big part. Both of those exhaust pipe clamps are tight, and our key is in enough that I think it will be okay. So all we're lacking is adjustment at this point. And so, unfortunately, that is all that we are going to do on this particular episode. But, guys, we got a lot done. Because, yes, this was a big step. But that's just as big a step. Even though it is by far less heavy than this, it is no less important, and it's more intricate. It's a lot less awkward, of course. Guys, we're working to get our sorghum sprayed today, and the reason we're getting it sprayed is because we have aphids. Now, guys, if you don't know what aphids are what I nicely call them sugar suckers. So the cane has lots and lots of sugar, and they want to suck that sugar for themselves rather than us have it for us. But guys, we got our spray set up behind me. I'll pull you over. Let's give it a look. So, guys, our sprayer, it's a nice big tall stand-up sprayer, but we have modified this. Normally you see these and they have that bar that goes way out to either side. We have modified it instead to go way up there. Like here, I'll show you what I mean. So this is as tall as I can reach up. I can reach up just to this one here, and you can see I'm still 3 short. Now today we have that very top one capped because the cane's not that tall, so we're not going to spray and do no good. But our spraying setup, we've got an old pump. Now, of course, this is an Alice Chalmers from '59, I believe. So this pump, in order not to turn all the time, we have it chained to this top link. Now we have our overflow. I believe this is the intake. This is the outtake. And of course that goes in a rubber hose over to here, shoots up. Now our tractor in question, this is I believe it is a '59 Alice D12. And guys, this is very, very, very well used. You can see our exhaust has seen better days. But guys, we have used this tractor for everything that you can think of, and a lot of things you would never believe. But this has a really unique snap coupler system on it. You might can see right there. So this tractor's not made to be a 3-point implement tractor. It's made for a snap coupler like Alice Chalmers used back then. But we've modified it for 3-point purposes. So it really makes life a lot easier. And I really like this small of a tractor. It's really nimble. It's really able to get in those tight spots like we need today. But guys, you can see we've got the water running. Right there's the level. We're going to test this thing out before we use it with just straight water to make sure all our passages are clean, all our sprayers are spraying. And by the way, let me pull one of those sprayers off and show it to you. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got one of our sprayers kind of close where you all can see all the bits and pieces. I'm going to take this nut off. And so you can see these sprayers have a screen. They have the nut and, of course, the actual spray nozzle. Now, this spray nozzle has seen better days, but the brass on the inside is still good. So these will periodically get clogged up. So we'll have to take them apart, most likely today, to get them to go. But speaking of getting them to go, come on, baby, go back in that hole there. That's your home. You don't want to be gone from your home. Now, usually it's these screens that get clogged up. We'll take, you know, a nail or something. I have today just a piece of metal, and we'll just, you know, punch out whatever the problem is and get it back up and running. No time flat, doesn't take 5 minutes. Been doing it since I was 10 years old. But guys, the next time you see me, we'll be testing this thing. Guys, we're gonna crank up, see what it does. Now, we have to have this in neutral because this doesn't have a safety switch. But let's see what it does whenever Grandpa cranks it up. She's rolling. Let's open her up and see what it does. Maybe I turned this to wrong. Oh, no, we got a little water. She's starting to spout a little. She's spouting just a little water. We know this is all clean. You want me to throttle her up? I don't understand it, Paul. These two are spraying. Turned the wrong direction. All right, guys, we are spraying now.
See, you said it was set on put
yeah.
Right around the pressure.
He's trying to tell you nicely I screwed up. But hey, we're okay. It's just water. But you can see from bottom to top, we are spraying. Well, we've tested it with water. Next time you see us, we'll be throwing some chemical. Guys, we're on our way, but I have to sit here on foot. And the reasoning is that pole as you saw earlier, is very tall. And we have trees everywhere. Well, a lot of places. So I'm gonna walk behind, and if I see he's about to snap that dude off, I'm gonna holler great big and hope that he hears me over at the tractor motor. Which you can hear is not terribly loud. But guys, there he goes. All right guys, so we're in our sorghum field, and I want to show you some aphids before we spray the fire out of them. Here they are. Look there. That little white clump of things, those are aphids. Those are sugar suckers. Now, we don't have a big bad infestation of them now, but if we don't do anything about it, it's gonna be bad fast. So, I'm about to cut Paul on, and we're about to do it. You ready, Paul? Your sprayer's on. All right, guys. He's gonna drive down, and I'm gonna walk behind him. Now I'm gonna walk to one side so that he's spraying the sorghum and not me. But he's gonna go down, and you notice those nozzles, every one of them, they're turned up to spray that sorghum real good. But he'll go up, come back down on the other side, and he'll just continue. He'll never even have to turn the tractor off. Now my job walking behind him is to make sure all the sprayers are running. One's a little bit weak, but it's still spraying a fan of fluid out, so I'm not going to stop him. But guys, I'm going to get my steps in today, because every inch of this that he does, I'm going to be walking right behind him. All the way up and down, every single row is going to be sprayed. And we're going to have enough spray, we'll probably get half of this place sprayed over again. I'll see if Paul let me drive, but I kind of doubt it. Paul likes driving the tractor. All right guys, we're getting down to the end. We're starting to get low on our stuff. That and our piece, I wired it up, but I didn't wire it good enough. It's kind of falling down. But we ain't going slow no more. We've already sprayed every inch of this place. We're down to not that much fluid left. Now, we're doing this at a power walk. Oh, there's a hole there. Yep. And by the way, for any of you that are wondering, I have been covered in chemical already. Certainly right now, I have no ill effects. But at some point, it's probably not the best for my health. But, on the good side, I have walked enough that I am very worn out. So, guys, we're gonna keep on keeping on till we run out of spray, which shouldn't be that much longer. Well guys, slowly but surely, we are getting finished with this day. It won't take us long. But guys, if anyone says to you farming's easy, anyone even breathes a word that farming is easy, just bring them one day. I'll send them through their paces. I'll let them do grunt jobs like I do. And they can go home hurting, nothing really to show for their day other than some wet plants and not fully understanding why that's a good thing. But guys, we'll get this thing parked and then we'll talk to you at the end. All right, guys, so we're finished with spraying the sorghum. Guys, after we parked the tractor, I was tired, Grandpa was tired. Both of us decided we did not want to do any more YouTube things. We both were ready for a shower, food, rest. And that is what we did for the rest of that day, because both of us were very worn out, especially me, because I walked that whole field back and forth doing an S twice. And I'm fat, so that was quite taxing for a fat boy. But guys, with any luck, we sprayed the bugs, which means the bugs will be dead. We will have sorghum, and all of this work will not be for nothing. Because if sugar suckers take it over, if the aphids take it over, we have nothing. There is nothing to make, because if there's no sugar in the cane, then there's no product to be made off of the cane. The part of sorghum that makes it so valuable is the sugar. And if it's got a low sugar content, we're basically going to be wasting our time, and we're not going to do that. So this is a very pivotal thing that we did today in this video. Now guys, we have taken a step back in order to go forward. Now what do I mean by that? So, in order to get what we needed done, we had to take the mill back apart. Now, this is good and bad. Bad, we have to put it back together. Good, because now I can show you folks how the mill goes back together in its itty bitty little pieces. Now guys, the mill's heavy, so that's why we are on the John. And by the way, we did not have to full start this. We have got that part fixed, but we are gonna ease on up the hill and see if we can get things back together. I'll show you the parts and pieces, and we'll see what we can get done with them. But in the meantime, let's ease on. All right, guys, so let's get a look at things before we get started. So last time you saw, we were about 2.5 inches off. So the mill was right here. It's moved up to here so that those gears will mesh. Now, in order to move it, we had to take it all apart. Now, in order to take it all apart, you know, we had to leave them out for a while, so they're a little bit covered and stuff. Grandpa is gonna take him some grease while we have all this apart, and he's gonna grease every single place that's not very easy to get to, because right now they are easy to get to. But guys, there are two small rollers, our big single roller. That's the top, the sides, the front, and there's our big gear and some of our bolts to put it together. But guys, we're gonna quit talking. We're gonna start doing. Getting professional assistance. Oh, I'm not sure how y'all rigged it to get it on and off, so I'm not really sure how to do this. Do you want me just to use one chain rather than two?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get a hold of it. If it's just this one, and bring it up. Because it's got to come down.
Yeah. Okay.
That thing weighs 200, 300 pounds.
Yes, it does. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't afraid of it. Will that do? Because I've got one around that side and one around this side.
I think you'll have to.
I figured just set it on there and then lift it to stand it up.
Okay, let's try it like this. Stay out in the clear, 'cause this stuff.
Yeah, I've already told Harlan, don't try and catch it, run. Guys, we're all gonna get back for this one. Because that's easy. That's easily 200 pounds, if not more. Nobody's gonna hold that if it falls. Better than I thought. All right, guys, we got it in there. We're gonna put it on the mill now. Hopefully nobody's gonna end up with mashed fingers. Because if it does, it's probably gonna be me.
Stand up. Wait.
Come on down with it. We're good. Whoa, now it's on you. I'm not hurting too bad right now. Just might awkward. You come here and be a good boy. Harlan?
Yeah.
Help me line up.
What do you mean?
The hold to this peg. The bottom of this rope. On the four sides. Just tell me I need to go forward or back. Alright, go back. Go back. Okay. Got her made. Go ahead and move, Paul. I don't want to smash the thing. Got her made. Guys, that's one big step forward. All right, guys, I'm gonna bully these two up because they ain't quite as large.
Now this roller goes the back of it.
Go. Okay.
Son.
Yeah. Harlan, would you move my camera with me? As we say, we just gonna bully this one up. That means I'm gonna just grab it and go. Take this off a moment. I'm gonna let go of her.
That's it.
Good deal. Let me get gear on it. All right. I'm gonna leave the gear right there. know how much these weigh, but I'm getting my Wheaties today. Oh. Let me go grab a gear. Good deal. Guys, we're making fast progress, but we need a grass string to make this whole again. Guys, one day I hope to have me a barn full of things. Need this piece of grass string. Do y'all use grass string out there in the not YouTube world? Because we sure use it a lot for practically everything you can think of. Guys, I'm gonna go get this. You wait outside. All right, guys, this is a whole different kind of cordage. Grass string, as its name would imply, is made out of some kind of grass. Now, guys, if I were a professional, I'd know what kind of grass that was. But we are functional on this channel. I know this is a grass string. Couldn't tell you what grass it's made out of. Couldn't tell you how long it is. I just know it's long enough. But guys, we're gonna tie these together and then get the top on it. I'll let you tie it. I'll hold them together.
Yeah.
That way we can. I'm already halfway greasy. Won't matter if I get a little more greasy. I think that'll be all right. Guys, I just want to show you before we put the top on that our gears, you can see they're already meshed together, but these two little gears, they don't touch. They run off of just this big gear that the big hay baling gear goes onto that meshes with that little gear. Guys, a lot of mechanical stuff back in the olden days, but it still works. All right, guys, we're gonna put the top on it, and then we're gonna call this a day. I've got that back hook good and cinched. I think when you lift it up, I can ease it over that. I'm gonna need to re-hook. Oh. Hold still, Paul. Stay still. Straight down. Not yet. Down. No, stay still a minute. 1 second, Paul. Lift. Lift up. Got her made. Well, guys, we got her most of the way back together until tomorrow. All right, guys, it's day 2, and we are up and fired up. Let me tell you, I am ready to go. But guys, the thing we're gonna do today, today, we're gonna take these bolts out for this small gear, and I'm gonna use, because this has a little adjustment on top, I'm gonna swing it back so that when I put this big gear, boom, on, the little gear is gonna be out of my way, and then I can swing it forward and get them to mesh up, hopefully. But guys, I'm gonna get to work doing that. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna bring you back whenever I've got it loose and I'm starting to tie it up. But guys, what I'm gonna do for a string, I'm gonna cut the string. I thought there was still string on there. Maybe it's already been cut. I don't see it nowhere around. Yeah, it's still in there. I'm going to try and get this string out from the mill and use it for my string to tie it up with. But it's going to take me a minute to get at. All right, so I got the bolts all out, but there's a problem. Our top piece that you saw me put on last video, well, it's doing its job. It's keeping everything straight up and down. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to take the whole thing off. And I'm going to hope I don't smash my hands at any point during this. Okay. Doing all right. All right, guys. Got it off. It's out of the way. Next thing you will see, we're going to be hooking to the big gear and getting it on. Right after I get these bushings in place. Yeah, just hold still. Lift her up, please. Yep. Okay, hold still. I forgot to shorten the top link up, so we're not tall enough to get the job done. I'm gonna shorten that top link up just like I did last time. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, well, you're not going to this time because I got work to do. It's okay. Paul, bring it more this way. Yeah, but not by a lot. You might have to skip the last inch or so. Let's slip right down the tree. We're good.
Oh, that's stop.
Hold still, man.
So you lift that corner?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get underneath this here.
Okay. I can. We're almost down. It's going to drop in just a second. Real easy like that. Down. Yes. You're more welcome to get in there. You worry me. All right, guys. So we've got people going for parts. So in the meantime, what we're going to do, we're going to have somebody who is here. Oh man, look at my hands. My hands are black. Black. But we're going to have somebody that was here while they were working on other things. Kind of explain what they did to the pan, what they did to the smokestack, what they did to everything. That way you can kind of understand get a picture of what happened in the in-between of 4 and 5. But I've got Harlan Gardner here. He's graciously agreed to tell us what they were doing while I was gone. So what were you all doing?
Well, the first thing I remember was we took this smokestack down right there, that's behind it, and we, I don't really know what y'all did to it after that, but last time I was here, y'all had caked up this area under the pan with some mud.
Okay.
And that day also, I had to come up here after school, and you had that pan hired up here, and I had to help even it down so it was all even and level out. And
now, our pan's a little cleaner than it was. Did you help clean, or was that something that Paul did on his own?
I did not help clean.
Okay. Now, guys, of course, this will not be what it looks like when we make. This is just a quick initial, like, take one of our pushers and scratch a little at it. But this will be clean and shiny before we make anything on it, because if it's like this, we're going to make pure garbage. If it's shiny, more similar to this, even shinier than this, honestly, we're going to make a good product for you all. But guys, that's our quick update from our eyewitness Holland. And when we come back, we'll be doing something or other to smack that big gear down. All right, guys, we got our penetrating fluid. I'm gonna spray it right down the key and all the way around. And we're gonna let that seep down just a little bit, and then I'm gonna whack on it some more. Well, I'm gonna whack it a couple of times and see what we got. Yep, we moved. She's down.
Down. What's a good deal? Good deal.
Paul, I'll put that little gear back on, and we'll see what we've got. Well, guys, what's the saying? Nothing to it but to do it. Well, I think we're about to hook up and give it a try. Okay, that's enough. All right, guys, first crank up. And we got the wheels chalked so it doesn't run off on us. Guys, right there it is, proof of concept.
Look right.
Paul, cut her off. Cut. Got lucky. Our cutoff switch almost got hung up in her thing. That's my fault. But that's minor problem.
Yeah.
We'll pull it out to one side and get back to testing.
Now that it looks all right.
Everything else looked great. Looked like it's running smooth as could ask for, really. Now we're just easing this along. And we're looking her over. Paul, I don't know that I've ever heard it be so quiet. It's real quiet. You know, normally when it comes across them biggins, it makes that ding song. You know, makes that dinging noise, but this is just smooth as could ask for. Paul, what do you think about putting a piece of cane through?
Oh, it'd be all right. See,
I'm going cane patch.
And it flips out, it'll just fall.
All right, guys, we're down here in the field. There's a few pieces of cane blowed over. We're gonna grab them and use those for our test. But we're just gonna take 3, 4, not very many, and we're just gonna use pocket knife to get these. You know, we're just gonna quickly knock them down. 2, 3, and we'll take this in here. 4. Now, guys, whenever we do this, we'll do it a little bit different than you just saw me do, because pocket knife it'd take all day. All right, guys, after a lot of adjustment, we've got our cane stripped of all the leaves. Of course, we cut them off the top. We also cut the heads off so that we don't run those through the mill, but we're gonna give it a try.
Okay, now don't, when it gets rolling, don't get near it.
I'll feed it one at a time far back.
No, I to try it, put them all in one time.
Okay, full boogaloo.
Yeah, put two on the top, two on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, testing. Doing all right. Sucking them right in. Got plenty of juice coming out.
You do.
Your piece didn't hold it up there, but
We'll tighten this up.
I'll pull it on through to get it out of the way. Well, first test went well. All right, guys, so on the day of, I forgot to film an ending for this, so this is future me coming at you from the future. Guys, I'm going to tell you, we got a ton done. We went from nothing but a flat bottom of a mill. We went from that to the rollers, to the top, to the big gear, to the little gear, to meshing them together and getting some cane through. Guys, it was so satisfying to get that first cane through and watch that juice come flying out. Guys, it was really satisfying for that. And guys, today is the day that we are going to fix a few things that we have found that need a little repair. We're going to fix our wagon up. And guys, while I've been gone, they have already stripped the entire field. They've already took care of all that, and I'm very appreciative of them for doing that, them being my family. And guys, we're left with this here, and we've got us a cup. Now, why do we got us a cup? Well, I'm gonna put this cup on this hood of this truck, and I'm gonna take our cane, and I'm gonna put a kink in it, and we're gonna squeeze a little juice out for us. And it may take a couple of joints to get enough to do what I'm wanting to do. But what we're doing, we're going to test, see how much brick this stuff has in it. This is not a very big stalk, so it's not producing a ton of juice, but we don't need a ton for this test. But I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out here, just by hand. Of course, you can never make sorghum this way, before anyone suggests it. But we're just going to find us new places that need to be squeezed and squeeze them. And all right, so we've got us a little bit in our cup. Let's go try our refractor out and see what it looks like. Now, this is a bricks refractor. You measure sugar in bricks, but you take this and you put the sorghum here, and then you point that at the sun and look to see how much you got. Yeah. But I'm telling the folks at home because they probably never seen such a thing. I know we didn't know what it was for a long time. No. But we're going to take our juice.
Now, is that mine or yours?
It's yours.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you bought one.
No.
But I had one. And then I bought that and cost $200 and something. But I had one that cost about $30 and went from 1 to 70.
All right, guys, I got the finish refractor, not the raw refractor. It's because the finish refractor doesn't go down far enough for me to measure what I'm wanting to measure. That's my mistake, guys. We don't do this but once in a while, and I'm out of practice, as you've seen if you've been watching the series. But we're going to do the same deal. We're going to get a little sorghum in our pipe here. We've got our correct refractor. It works the same way, it just doesn't, the other one doesn't go down as far as we needed. But we're gonna put a little sorghum juice on that. Turn her over and point her towards the sun. 10, maybe a shade towards 11. How's that for our average, Terry? Good? Good deal. Well, guys, I wanted to check the sugar content before we started cutting, because cutting is a very physical process, and I knew it would be no point if it didn't have enough juice to make the sorghum. But I've got confirmation from an expert off camera, 10 brick is enough to make sweet sorghum. So guys, next thing you see, we're gonna be either slinging some tools or slinging a machete. All right guys, so first project. Our wagon that we put our sorghum on to bring it one place to another has a flat. So we're gonna change it out. But first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get hooked up, because we're gonna have to pull it where we got some air to work with, or do this the old-fashioned way. We don't want to do it the old-fashioned way. Good deal. I'll show you our offender. Back there is our fending tire. We're going to take that off, and we believe we've got a replacement for it. But we're going to pull up, get ready, and get to it. Well guys, we're down here with our tire, and we're going to try and buzz her off real quick like with our fine impact wrench here. Not a problem. I was concerned it would be on there tight.
Oil on those where they go on a little easier, or you think you're all right?
I think I'm okay for now.
Easy.
Yeah, and that's good.
Just be easy. I don't want you to come down on you.
Oh, fuzzy. Okay. Well, our tire has a little bit of stuff behind it, so I'm going to take and clean this off, and we'll try our other tire in a minute. Be right back. All right, guys, we got us another wheel. It's actually a spare off of a truck that we've got laying around, but we got her up on there, and we're going to put our bolts to it, tighten her up, and that'll have this project done. All right, guys, I didn't want to hit it too hard because I just don't want to do that to this. It's old and worn out, and I sure would hate to replace this today, but as you can see, she's round and rolling, and we're gonna put a little air in it, and we're gonna call this a job well done. All right, guys, we are in the field, and Paul is cutting the first cane off. Now we've already got it all stripped. I'll pull them off for you. Yeah. But we've got it all stripped. Now, we aren't going to cut the heads off just yet. We used to do that kind of thing. But, see our heads there. Pulling a few leaves off of the top we missed. But, we're gonna do the same. Now, get me a knife. Now, in the old days, we would take a cane, we'd get her up, knock her off just like that, and we'd get it lined up. We'd pull these leaves off the top, of course, and then we would hit ourselves in the face with a head. We just knock them heads off like that. We don't do that no more. We'll show you later how it is we do it, but right now, we're gonna try a little experiment before I get very far into this. All right, guys, we got our Ego electric saw here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see how these do just sawing them down.
That's all right.
Now that ain't bad.
And yeah.
We might make some motion. Guys, I just mowed down about 10 in about 5 seconds. It's a little bit awkward, but it's a start to a new beginning for maybe something we might do in the future. But today, I'm gonna hold that saw and I'm gonna saw these dudes down. We'll have to pick them up off the ground,
But
of course.
don't let that thing get in your leg.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we've kind of been working with this new idea, and I'll show you right now in practice what we're doing with it right here. So what we're doing, Paul's a holding, and I'm a knocking. And however much Paul feels like is a good handful, that's whenever I stop. But this keeps us from laying it on the ground and losing it.
No, wait, yeah.
Not saying that we don't lose some of them. But so far, this has been a pretty good little system for me and Paul. You know, I'm not swinging my arm off with a machete, and Paul ain't hunkered over, you know, picking it up and everything. You know, he can just stand straight up and do it. And I can get over the little amount I need to whack it off. But guys, we're gonna be doing this a different way next year, because this is working too good for me to swing a knife too awful regular anymore. All right, guys, so we have finished the first 4 rows. We got them plumb all the way down. Now, we've got us a bunch of heads here. Now, we don't put heads, if we can help it, through the mill, because they give it a bitter taste. But instead of cutting them off individual, I'm about to show you how we do this. We take our handy dandy chainsaw, and we go plumb to the end, y'all. We get them all lined as much as we can. We take our chainsaw. Oh, and if any of you were wondering, yes, that's really satisfying to do. But in the meantime, we're gonna get repositioned on another bunch of rows, take us a break, and we'll be back after it for very long. All right, guys, we're getting towards the end of day 1, and I've got my mother up here. She is working with her machine. Why do you have a leaf blower in hand?
Because I'm blowing the acorns out of the area, or as many as I can, so that when people arrive, they won't slip and fall. It's a safety issue.
Yes, very, very much safety issue. And have you done anything with anything else?
I have blowed the leaves away from the edge of the pan so that when the fire starts, the grates and stuff won't catch the leaves on fire.
And that is no fun, guys. I can tell you that from experience. But you can see the ground here is covered. Mama's taking her machine, and she's blowing all them little acorns down the hill. There's going to be some squirrels and deer that's going to dearly love my mother for that. They're all piled in one neat little ring. But guys, we're going to leave my mother alone to do her thing, and we're going to head back to the field and give you an update on that. All right, guys, so I thought I'd give you a quick cane patch update. Guys, you can see we've got 8 rows down. We do have several more to go before we have a very full wagon. But guys, we have started in earnest trying to get this done. And the whole family is pulling together in order to do the job, which is probably one of my favorite things. I get to talk and visit with my family more during this time than any other time during the year. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, any time of the year. This is when I get to visit and be with my family the most. Well, guys, I know you probably can only see a flashing light, but we're pushing this dude in with this Big John tractor here. bumper so that I can stop it, or I can push it with the bumper. We're gonna get up here, we're gonna get her done. We for sure have control of this. I'm going to ease up. Guys, we doing it. I was as soft as I could be with it. But he's gonna real easy like guide it with the tongue up there. We push it into the crotch. Guys, it's going to keep all the moisture off of it. If it has moisture, it will mold. So we're trying to protect it from any rain and any problem that we might end up getting into. But guys, that really is all for it tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, day 2. We are on La Machine, the big green. And guys, we're gonna pull our trailer out. I'm gonna get my uncle started, get him hooked up and ready to go, and then me and Grandpa are gonna run to town for some fuel, because all these tractors need some fuel, and it's a lot easier to go get the fuel and bring it back to the tractor than it is to go bring the tractor to the fuel. But we're gonna pick up probably 15 gallons worth of diesel and gasoline, you know, combined. And I think before it's all over with, we're gonna get this done. Mama's already here, my mother that is, and she is getting ready to go up to the sorghum mill and clean and fix and work. We got to clean all of our tubs, we got to clean the pan, clean all the instruments that we use in the pan. Guys, we are a country operation through and through, but we are a clean operation. Everything will be scrubbed clean before we start anything, and that includes the mill. We will wash the mill out before we get started so that our sorghum will not sour. But guys, for the moment, we're gonna get hooked up to this trailer and basically do a reverse operation of what we did yesterday. Instead of pushing it in, I'm gonna pull it back, and I'm going to use the bumper as the brake. Softly as I can, but guys, it is what it is. Once again, we're hooking straight to that axle over the bumper, and my Uncle Terry is gonna go up front. He's gonna steer while I pull and push and do all the heavy work with the tractor. not being hard on our equipment. Now it's gonna roll back into me probably when it comes off of that concrete. That's okay. But all I need you to do, grab those, grab the next bunch. When you grab them, grab with just one hand so I'm not cutting my old cane again.
I got you. Okay.
But let me do this. I believe that's all of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
But you can see we don't have any of those really big stalks. Yeah. That way, Grandpa doesn't have to take as much with him. Teach your kids a little bit. Guys, here's my crew now. My teenagers came. Let them all make themselves known. Who are you? Do you want to use aliases or your real names?
I'm Jackson.
There's Jackson.
Harlan.
Ethan. I'm TJ. I was here earlier.
I knew it.
Just changed jobs.
Yeah, he's on the saw now, and I'm looking for other things to do. I believe I'm gonna go see about this tractor over here for very long. But guys, if I'm working on the tractor, you'll see that next. If I'm working up at the mill, you'll see that next. But whatever it is, we'll see you there. Well, guys, there's our field, and she's just about bald now. We've cut 32 rows completely through various methods. Sometimes we had to use a machete, and other times we was using our new method that you saw earlier. But guys, we're gonna finish up our cutting, and we're gonna put it up. And I don't know if we're gonna show any more today or not. You'll find out in just 2 seconds. For today is the day, guys. We are up at the Sorghum mill. It is about 6:45 in the morning. I am the first one up here, but definitely won't be the last one up here. Guys, we are going to make sorghum today. Guys, there's some prep work to do. There's some stuff to do. But guys, it's my favorite day of the year because I'm going to get to visit with all my family, and we're going to get to laugh and cut up and have us a good time and make some sweet treats out of this sweetness that we're going to make today. But there's still a lot to do, even though it's early in the morning. Guys, I'm going to get off here and get to moving on different projects. All right, guys, first job of the morning. This is just to catch all the big nastiness that's going to end up in our juice tub. But guys, it's been sitting on the ground and it's covered in leaves and things. So we're going to shake it loose and get all the blech out of it before we put more blech into it. That way it at least starts clean. But guys, what we're going to do, we're going to kind of bang and beat and get all the... There's one little leaf that does not want to come out. Come here, you. Scratched the fire out of myself already. It's all right. But we're going to get all this cleaned out. And we're going to wash it off. We've got our hose up here. Guys, we're going to wash this. We're going to wash the mill. Tubs are already washed. We washed those yesterday off camera. But guys, everything's going to be really nice and clean because we put out a product that we're proud of. And a product that I would be proud of is one that is clean. Anybody that's worked with me in the past in food knows I am a clean man. But I have not turned on the water this morning, so I better go do that before I start doing anything. All right, guys, so we took our hose and we washed our mill. We're going to wash it a little bit more just to be sure that you all see. Let me get you all back on the stand here. I think I'm going to call this tripod the witness stand, because that's kind of what you're doing. But guys, we're gonna take our hose, and I'm gonna try not to spray my help because my help is here now. But we're gonna spray any acorns, any grass, leaves, anything that might have fell into this since we started. Spray it plumb out. And I can look across and see what things look like on the other side. We'll just keep on washing till I'm satisfied or until someone tells me to stop. And I'll tell you, I'm a hard man satisfied. Alright guys, this juice tub ain't quite as clean as I'd like. A little water won't hurt a thing. Ooh, I'm taking the whole end off. Alright guys, juice tub's clean. We're gonna get it up the hill and get it placed. Alright guys, mill's washed, tub's washed, and we washed also this downspout to go between that and this. Guys, we're getting close. We're gonna grease our gears though. Now, we don't have a grease fitting on these big gears up top. We just shoot it in there, and then when we run the mill, it will continuously grease itself. Now, there are 3 grease fittings on the underside. We're not going to grease those in the morning because we grease the fire out of them when we put them in. So, that's one less thing we got to do. We do need to, I believe we need to grease that top link is while we're at it.
All right.
We'll grease that. That should be enough. Put her top back on. And we'll just grease our gears and be ready for the rest. Guys, first crank up. First stalk's going in. There's our stalks are coming out. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
There's our trash trap. First juice going in there. Looks just as pretty as could ask for. Guys, we're gonna figure something out for our stalks. Otherwise, we're running. All right, so we have poured our cleaning solution in, and Grandpa is chasing the water, and whatever that cleaning solution pulls up, you can see our pan is going to be a lot cleaner than it is right now. And you saw Paul tell me not to do that. That's because he doesn't want my
hand in.
Yeah, and I won't do that again. But we've got that running out the thing. We're gonna fill it full of water and do it. But we've got us a plastic pipe run under, and we're running it into this trench that I've quickly trenched out, and it's going to just run off the hill. But we've got our hose here, and as soon as Paul tells me, I'm going to turn it on for him. All right guys, so we're down here at the firebox. We throwed some dryer lint and newspaper and small sticks in. By the way, I don't know which one of my family decided magnets on the side of this was an idea, but man, that's smart, and I'm be doing that at my house. I think you should too. But guys, I'm gonna throw me a couple of bigger pieces on top. Got her lighter upper. Let's get going. Guys, fire started. We're gonna use this little fire to help boil and clean, but we're gonna start a big fire here in a little while. Well guys, pan is just as clean as could be, slick and shiny. And our juice is coming on. That's raw sorghum coming on. We're gonna run the full thing, and then we're gonna start our cook fire underneath this. Well guys, we've got our pan running. You can see all our steam coming off of it.
That Haley man, that James Haley.
I don't know what his number is.
I didn't know if you had it.
They had a sale today anyway.
They have a sale today, he said.
All right guys, on that, I'm gonna show you what the fire looks like. Guys, you can see our fires are licking out. We're getting it all warmed up. We ain't got a boil yet, but we're starting to make some ground. Still ain't quite hot enough because we ain't got no boil, but we'll get there. Well guys, first casualty of the day is me. Poked myself a piece of metal. It's okay though, it's not bleeding all that much. I'll just wipe it off, rub some dirt in it, and move on. All right guys, let's just show you kind of what it looks like to go in. So you got a good steam across the whole thing. Guys, if you want your skin to be nice and soft and supple, come make sorghum. Sorghum's gonna steam your face to a beautiful supple feel. By the time I leave here, it'll be like I've been to a spa. But guys, we've got our juice going. We ain't quite made it to take any off, of course, but you can see we've got a boil going, and we've got some skimmings at either end, and our juice is still rolling from the mill. We're getting kind of low on cane, so I want to give like a beginning to end one shot kind of deal. So we're starting up here. We've got our Sweet Alice is running our mill. Got my uncle feeding the mill. Juice comes down into this. We have a big trash filter there for big stuff, and then we've got this juice tub. We are skimming it so that we can get all this foam up off of this. That cleans it up. And we've got a pipe that runs plumb down to our pan. And you can see that's still dribbling a little bit. And we've got our pan a steaming. Probably gonna steam you all out. Now, we've got our exit right here. And Harlan is skimming from one side when we need it, and then when we get done, we're going to bring it out of there. We're going to put it in a bucket, and we're going to dump it over into this. This does not have its cloth on it just yet. You can see we still haven't quite gotten any sorghum. Huh?
And I'm not prepared.
That's okay. Okay, we'll be a while yet. But right here is where we will display the product that we will have. Spoiler, it will not be a lot. But guys, we'll make enough for us to have some. And that's all that really matters, isn't it? But guys, we're gonna keep on cooking. And if we ever get any off of it, I'll show you us pulling it off. All right guys, so we're out of cane. And Grandpa has made a decision. Let me get you where you can see my face. Grandpa's made a decision. He's gonna run it off the hill. We ain't got nothing to show for all their effort. 7 episodes of work, and we have nothing to show for it. Guys, it's disheartening. It is really something that I'm not happy about, of course, but guys, in the same way that it's fishing, not catching, this is farming, not food production. But guys, we have no sorghum because A, the Johnson grass came up and stunted the growth of our cane and took all of our fertilizer that we put on it, and the sugar suckers sucked the sugar out of it. So between the two, there just wasn't enough there to make. Guys, I wish I had a finished product to show you, but unfortunately, all I have to show you is this video. If you would, it'd be nice if I had some encouragement in the comments, because I'm pretty downhearted. But all you can do is, like any other farmer, pick your tools up, put your things up, take care of them, and try again next year. Thanks for watching. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.